My name is Ian Lockwood. I'm a partner with the community planning firm of Gladding Jackson. 10 years ago, however, I was the head of the transportation division here in West Palm Beach. When the city reached rock bottom, about 80% of the stores on the main shopping street were vacant. We had about $7,000 in reserves as a city. The drug and prostitution problem were terrible. In fact, there was a documentary done on it called Crack America. It was filmed here in West Palm Beach. Our roads had become escape routes to the suburbs. All investment left the city. People became car dependent, and then we started tearing down our buildings to make room for surface parking lots. I was recruited as part of a group of change agents whose mission it was to revitalize the city. I'm going to take you on a little tour today and show you some of those projects that, when weaved in with a whole bunch of other things that we were doing, made West Palm Beach turn from a slum into a very nice medium-sized city. This is Olive Avenue we're on. What we've done here is we've narrowed the street down, we've made it two-way, put in nice wide sidewalks. You can see that the trees are about to come in, which will eventually canopy over the street and make a really nice, comfortable and beautiful street for car users and pedestrians. These neighborhoods used to be rather hollow. A lot of vacant properties, a lot of boarded up homes, and all those places are getting fixed up now. A lot of families are moving back into the city, with their children. And because of what we've done to the sidewalks and the streets, the kids can now walk to school because we've made it safe for them to walk to school. We've narrowed their crossing distances. We've slowed down the speeders. We had sped up our streets so much that people started building hedges and walls in front of their property to cut them off from the street. And now the new developments engage the street, providing what we call natural surveillance on the street, which again helps from a crime prevention perspective and helps people feel comfortable as they walk along. So we're coming to the piece of Olive Avenue that goes through the college. The street goes through all sorts of different places, and the design of the street is tailor-made to suit the context through which it goes. So through the historic neighborhood, it looks a certain way. Past the art gallery, it looks like something else. And then in the college, it's designed to meet the college's needs. So it's narrow. There's lots of places for the students to cross the street. It's slow to maximize pedestrian safety. And it's beautiful. This is a beautiful campus, and so we wanted the street to fit in. I just hope more people can see these sorts of projects and try and copy them in other cities and help tame their state roads and their highways that cut their cities up into ribbons. This is North Flagler Drive. It's the road that parallels our waterfront. It's now a two-lane street with lateral shifts. It's got a linear park on one side with a beautiful shared path. It's nicely landscaped, and eventually these trees are going to grow up and canopy over this street. It's going to be very beautiful. It's a big, big improvement over what used to be here. North Flagler Drive was just a car conduit. It was straight as a gun barrel, and drivers drove like bullets. It was ugly, it was hostile, nobody wanted to be there, and it cut the city off from its waterfront. And so what we wanted to do was take that awful, ugly, fast road and turn it into something that the community could be proud of and that cater to more than just the motor vehicle users. People had really had enough of being abused by cut-through traffic and commuters. I don't think anybody really minded them going through the neighborhood. They just wanted them to go through on the community's terms and not on their own terms. So now they go through slowly and safely, and everybody's living in harmony, which is kind of cool. We're seeing a lot of investment in these homes. We're seeing new buildings getting built up on the vacant properties. We're seeing boards come off windows. So it's a really good news situation for this neighborhood. This is exactly what we need in our existing cities, more of this infill. so we don't keep spreading out over the Everglades and into unspoiled areas. So getting the streets right is really important from a sustainability perspective. And getting the streets right doesn't mean speeding cars up and getting them through quickly. It means making a nice city, making a walkable city, and giving people choices on how to get where they're going, not just by car, but by foot, by bike, and by public transport. Okay, here we are at the Home Depot site. This used to be the surface parking lot for the arena. You'll notice that the whole area is built on a block structure. So every building is up to a street, all the utilities are in the streets, and as this infills, all these streets will be lined with buildings and there'll be garages behind the buildings. In most developments, this would just be a parking aisle, but this one was designed to be a street. In fact, half of it looks just like a street and the other half forms the parking edge for the Home Depot. The Wendy's is right up to the corner, holding the corner. The sit-down restaurant is right up to the corner. These would normally be out parcels in the middle of a parking lot. This is all private land, but it looks like just a public street system with nice buildings. And the beauty is, if let's say the Home Depot goes out of business, we just simply redevelop the block. We don't have to tear down all the infrastructure and change the whole block structure. That stays in place. So we think this is the future of this sort of development, to get the bone structure right so the place can grow up on its bones in a very cohesive and market-friendly way. Nobody's going to waste a lot of money tearing stuff out that's already been invested in. This is Clematis Street. This is the historic shopping street of West Palm Beach. It's hard to believe that this was a one-way street with signals. It was a high-speed corridor leading down to the library. And today, it's a narrower, slower street. It's two ways. There's parking on both sides. There's pedestrian crossings at the narrowings mid-block. And the intersections have been raised to sidewalk height to help pedestrians cross the street. We also built an interactive fountain in front of the library where kids play in the water, parents come and watch, increasing what we call natural surveillance. And what happened was all the prostitutes and drug dealers that used to populate this area have gone away. These stores used to be 80% vacant, now they're pretty well filled. People with choice are coming down here to live above the stores. It's really becoming a very vibrant place. The street trees, the nice materials, the pavers, the fountain, the facade changes we've made have made this a very beautiful street, and I think people appreciate that. We're just setting up for the big street party for tonight called Clematis by Night, and in a few hours this is going to be a really hopping place.